For a while now, blog posts have been getting longer and longer. And maybe it's because longer posts perform better and boost SEO, or because longer posts mean more chances to monetize. Or maybe we just have more to say. But as posts are getting longer, it's more important than ever to organize and present your content clearly and effectively. So in this lesson, I'll teach you how to write and format your posts so that they add value to your readers and drive traffic to your blog. Let's get started. Before I lay out and draft my first post, I always start with some keyword research. Keywords are words or phrases people are using to search for things online. So they can be something like food trucks or where do I find food trucks near me? We call the shorter ones short-tail keywords and the longer ones long-tail keywords. And you'll need a mix of both types of keywords to rank higher on something called SERP, or the search engine results page. Whenever you type something into Google, SERP is what you get back. So by working on a mix of these keywords, you move yourself higher up the ranking. But wait a second, why am I starting a blog writing lesson by talking about keywords? Because 92% of people using Google never click past the first page of search term results. I'll say that again. 92% of people searching on Google never click past the first page. That means you need to be within the first 10 posts on Google search or you lose 92% of your potential audience. And that's a lot of people. So if you want anyone to ever see your post, then writing with keywords and SERP in mind is a must. So let's brainstorm some of those keywords. I'll start with 3 terms I think will perform well: food trucks, food truck reviews, and best food trucks. If you want to stay on top of hot trends or seasonal shifts and add some long-tail keywords in here, I'll add some more, like best food trucks 2021, best food trucks to eat at this summer, and if I'm really looking to hone in on that local audience, I can also add keywords based on location. Once I have that slate of keywords ready to go, I'll go ahead and search for one on Google and see what pops up. Below Google's featured snippet up here, you'll see the top search results for your keyword. And down over here, you'll see related searches over at the bottom. Take note of these. They can help you think of even more viable keywords for your topic. And remember, this is just a list. You don't have to use them all. Actually, be selective, because jamming in as many keywords as possible into your article is an outdated practice we call keyword stuffing. Google has gotten smart enough to know when websites do this, and they'll rank you lower on search results. Plus, using the right keywords makes your site more accessible to those who are differently abled. So you need to make sure to really get this all down and download the blog outline sheet that I've linked in the Activities and Resources tab below. And you can see which keywords work best by going into Google Trends like we talked about in Lesson 1. Okay, on to writing. Now that I've stocked my arsenal full of keywords and checked out my competitors, it's time to write my first draft, and I'm going to start with my title. My earlier searches showed that a lot of the top posts had numbers in their titles, and that makes sense because in business and in commerce, listicles are actually the most popular format for blog posts. So it could be helpful to start your post with a number. And not just any number. Odd-numbered headlines actually perform better than headlines with even numbers. No matter which number you use, here's one to keep in mind. Aim for a headline between 6 and 13 words. And when you're thinking about headlines, try breaking things down into this formula. That's number or question plus your keyword plus an adjective plus a promise. And that might sound confusing, but here's an example. You could do something like 5 top food trucks on Maui with epic eats. It follows this formula and makes readers want to click and learn more. Okay. Once you've locked in your title, head to your dashboard, click blog, and go right up here where it says create new post. I'll type in my text for my headline to match what we just discussed. As for my intro, I want one that'll let readers know what's coming. So I can start with a quote, a statistic, an interesting fact or anecdote, and I'm gonna write a Mark Twain quote here just to set the scene. Something like this is just a fun way to get started. Cool, I'm happy with that. From here, it's a good idea to take a moment to summarize what my post is about, to give readers a roadmap of what to expect next. Personally, I like to follow a news story model, and that means that my first 2 paragraphs sum up most of what my story is about without giving everything away. Then I use the rest of my space to give those details. It's my way of keeping readers engaged without making them feel like I wasted their time by putting some big reveal all the way at the bottom. And that's also part of something that we call at Wix showing our readers love. That basically means that we're keeping our readers, who they are, their wants, their needs, in mind when we write and do everything. We do that when we choose topics, when we format our articles, so readers can digest our content whatever way works best for them. So with that in mind, next I'll add in all my subheadings. This is a great way to split up and give your readers some options. Every time a reader comes to your page, they can either skim it or read it word for word, and adding subheaders gives them a choice to do either or both, letting them focus only on the parts that they're most interested in. Under each of these subheadings, I'll add the price, food offering, hours, my personal order recommendation, and an insider tip. So same thing here. Readers like seeing bullet points as just another option for how they can read or skim your content. After that, I'll add in the rest of my text, making sure that it's all in my voice that I've picked for my blog. Okay, while we're here, let's talk page length. Aim to have your post clock in at least 300 words, but that's just the minimum. Studies show that the average word count of a top-ranked post comes in at 1,890 words. If you're feeling ambitious, good news, because posts with a word count even higher, 2,500 words, earn the most organic traffic online. Personally, I have a rule called letting posts be as long as they want to be. You can tell when a post is starting to get dry and drag on a bit too long, and so can your readers. So if I feel like a post is dragging and the story is as long as it wants to be, I'll end it. And another way to keep your posts exciting is adding things to break up all that text. So let's get into that. Images, videos, GIFs, infographics, all of them can help break up your articles so they aren't just one giant block of text. When you can, throw in your own photos, because photos of real people have a 35% higher conversion rate than stock photos. So to put in some of my own, I'll select Add, then click here where it says Images, and I'll choose the image that I want. There are options in the Wix library and stock photos, but I uploaded my own photos, so I'll choose one of those and edit it. This opens up my photo studio. So this guy's wearing a great orange shirt, and if I want it to pop a bit more, I can adjust the color by sliding over this toggle, and I can also change the sharpness of the photo. And there are a ton of other ways to enhance my images to make them stand out. Now, we're at the home stretch, folks, but before I hit publish, I want to make sure everything stays organized. Next, I want to add this post to one of my blog categories so that my readers will have an easier time navigating through my site. As far as categories, each of your posts can be assigned up to 10. So I'll click Categories from the left side menu. I created this specific host category earlier, and I'll assign it to this post. This will file my story in a specific place for readers looking for content like this. And finally, I'll add some tags. These are words or phrases that describe my post, like Maui, Thai, fish and chips. See what I did there? I'm showing readers more of that love that I just mentioned by adding yet another way to make it easier for them to navigate through my blog. All right, let's hit publish. One post down, an entire blog to go. And as I said in the beginning, blog posts are gradually getting longer and longer. So writing and formatting them correctly is more important than ever. Every move you make here when you write and format your posts should make it easier for your readers to navigate through your content. Whether that's adding subheaders or categories, it all goes a long way. For more information on drafting blog posts, download that blog post checklist that I've linked in the Activities and Resources tab. Go ahead and write a few posts, and I'll meet you back here for the next lesson on planning your posting schedule. It's a really helpful step to make blogging much more manageable, so I'll see you there.